Alright then, everybody, welcome back to the Aaron Davis YouTube channel, and welcome back to the amazing Wigan Athletic career mode. It is season 5, and we are going pretty strong. A very good finish, in my opinion, in season 4. Obviously, devastating that we couldn't get our hands on an FA Cup. That would have been our very first trophy with this team. But I just wanted to say I've accidentally deleted quite a bit of footage from season 5, unfortunately. I've accidentally done it, completely my fault. So what I want to go over is just the signings. I've actually cut out the parts where I made some signings this season, so I'm going to go over them right now and show you who we have brought in for season 5 in the Wigan Athletic career mode. We're diving straight in at the deep end. The first one then, I'm going to try and give my reasoning behind a lot of these as well, but the first one leaving is Super Sam Tickle. It's such a shame, but he's lasted a full 4 seasons here in this career mode. I don't know how long Super Sam Tickle's been at Wigan in real life, but 4 seasons of this career mode he was absolutely amazing for. We very rarely dropped him from the team, even in the Cups. But he has left to Arsenal. I feel like he needs a big move to progress in his career. He's only 26 still, 82 overall. Now, we could have kept him for the whole thing, kept him for the future, but Sam Tickle was not actually happy with his game time here and not happy with his contract. I don't know why, but the game said he wasn't happy with his game time, even though he started every single league game at least. And his wage I could understand. I think he was on about 30k a week here. With one of the new long extensions we gave him a few seasons ago, and now he's on nearly 70k a week at Arsenal. But yeah, we sold him to Arsenal for 31 million. I feel like it was a devastating move, really. Definitely when you see how this season's went and who we've actually replaced him with. But it was a massive shame to say he just wasn't happy here, and when a player's not happy, they might not perform to their best standards, and I think it was just best to move him on. So Sam Tickle to Arsenal was definitely a hard one for us to do. Chem Campbell was not here long at all, but he has left us to a team I can't even pronounce actually, but the 26-year-old has left for 6 million, so we're getting a lot of money in here. Was a brilliant player for one season, and then the next season he just kind of slowed down, I would say. I believe he only registered like 1 assist the whole of last season, so I think it was definitely time for Chem Campbell to move on. Thomas Suslov was the first sort of big money signing in the team. I think it was about, what, like 17 million-ish, I think, for Thomas Suslov. He's now went to Manchester City for 44.8 million. He was yet again a player who just wasn't really happy with his wage. The playing time was not an issue with Suslov, but his wage really dragged him down, and I'm not surprised, really, when he signed for City, and now he's on 185k a week. That is just crazy. But look at how much he's grown there. He's now an 86 overall there. He must be doing bits at City. The next is Alex Palmer, who joined in. This is the Sam Tickle replacement just for now, to try and sort of get us through the seasons, and he hasn't actually been too bad of a goalkeeper, and I didn't want to spend a ridiculous amount of money on a keeper. I feel like I could have done better with this recruitment, but yeah, he joins us from West Brom for 1.5 million. Lewis Kumars from Liverpool here. We've actually had quite a big link with Liverpool during this career mode, with Luke Chambers especially. That's only just one of the names I can think of who joined us. He spent like 2 or 3 years on loan here at Wigan Athletic. But yeah, we've got Lewis in. He's a 23-year-old winger. Has not been too bad so far this season. We brought him in for 5.8 million, and he signed quite a long-term contract with us. We then had to, I just feel like I had to spend big on an attacking player. Obviously, we love Kyle Joseph. We absolutely adore him here. But I had to go in with Iliman Ndiaye. And this guy has been incredible this season. In the games he has played, 20 million he cost us from Everton, but it was much needed. I then brought Harvey Barnes in. I think this was a bit of a one that was a bit debatable, I would say. I felt like just doing out the forwards. Like, we got Lewis in, we've got Harvey Barnes in, we got Ndiaye in. We got basically a full new front three, and I feel like it was needed. 22 million from the tune. I can definitely see a deal like this happening where Barnes does return to the Championship at one point in his career in real life. I can definitely see it. Kajuste, I've been in love with this guy in real life. He's been amazing at Ipswich, and I was like, you know what, I can definitely see making a move to a Championship side, just like Wigan. Obviously we're in the Prem in this. from Napoli, 10.5 million, does bits in the midfield. He is 29, but we could move him on in the next few years and potentially even make profit from him. We then just got a few youth players leaving us here. Ryan Curtis, Oliver George. I don't think we ever seen Oliver George play. Ryan Curtis had a few appearances for us. I needed a new centre-back. I definitely needed a new one. I think Kerr, obviously, leaving us. We had Amerson leaving us as well at the end of season 4. Obviously, Seko's sort of slowing down. Sibic's definitely on his way out. So I had to get in quite a young centre-back. And from Atletico Madrid for 12.1 million, we got Ilias Kostis, the Greek 6'4" left-footed centre-back. I definitely feel like there's more to come from this guy. He's not been exceptionally good so far this season, but there is definitely more. There's something this guy's hiding from us, and I feel like one season he's just going to explode and be an absolutely amazing player, definitely. The rest of the deals are just sort of youth players joining us. I got some players in for free in the January window. We've got Colin Clark in here. We've got Max Collins in here. Just some youth players to fill in some spots, as we have actually got rid of lots of them. Joshua Hobbs also in the summer went out on loan to Stoke, and can I say he's done bits there. He's went up to a 73 overall at 20 years old. So I think Hobbs is definitely going to be something for the future, or we'll just move him on for a bit of profit. Alright then, what a way to start the season. Obviously, going to be a bit controversial, a lot of them signings and a lot of the players that have left us this season so far. But I'm going to go over the highlights of the first half of the season. We go up to very close to January in this episode here. I do just want to show you the team that we're starting the season with. Obviously, a lot of these ratings are going to be going up and down depending on performances. I do change the team around a lot as well, and there is a lot of injuries. I just need to throw that out there. There is so many injuries in this career mode, it's hard to express. Season 4 was just an absolute backlog. Like, I feel like we've got a backlog of injuries. It's ridiculous. So we're trying to fathom our way around injuries. I'm trying to get depth into a lot of positions on the pitch. But yeah, this is the starting lineup. You've got Palmer and Net. Your back four stays the same. Adramola, Edwards, Sibic and Patterson. Although Edwards and Kerr were sort of in and out last season along with Seko. But I feel like with him being a 76 overall now, he definitely solidifies a spot there. Your midfield three of Kajuste, Gelhardt and Dyer. I do think halfway through this episode I move Devine up in where Gelhardt is, and Devine just turns out to be such a better player. On the left hand side, obviously the new signing Harvey Barnes. You've then got Rosgaard out on the right hand side, and your backups to them, you've got like Thomas and Kumas there. And then Iliman and Jair obviously going up top. Kyle Joseph, for the first time since joining, is actually permanently dropped out of the starting 11. It's a shame. You do need to move on from players at some point though. Kyle Joseph, unfortunately, I don't think the rate never got high enough for me. But he's still on the bench. I'm not acting like he's bloody permanently out the team yet. So there he is. He's sitting on the bench. He does get a lot of game time though, I will say that. Well, and this is just absolutely perfect. First game of the season, Iliman and Jair set to be out for 2 bloody months. Cannot write it. And Alex Palmer for 2 weeks. First game of the season. We're having to use now a backup goalkeeper, and obviously Joseph up top. Anyway, we'll fast forward a bit into our first Carabao Cup game of the year. Look at this finish from Kumas. I believe this might have been his first or second game in the team as well. But Colchester in the Carabao Cup, you'd expect us to absolutely wipe the floor with them, and that's exactly what we're going to do. We've got some youth players in there. Dunn, I believe he's called. We do end up selling him, I believe, during this career mode, or loaning him out. I can't wrap my head around which one it is, but heavily rotated side for this game. Woodhouse is in. I put loads of youth players into this. We even got Ricky J. Jones coming in off the bench. You've got Greaves coming in off the bench as well, a youth player who, as you saw in the intro, does end up leaving the team in January this season. Only got this appearance this year, and we just thought, you know what, we're gonna have to get rid of him for some funding, you know. But what a brilliant second choice team we have here. Woodhouse is going to be something special. He was amazing last season. He was absolutely incredible last season, and I've decided to just keep playing him in this team and rotating him in the league as well, which I think is really key. It's not just about playing him in these cup games, it's about fitting him in to the Premier League games whenever I can. Obviously, a lot of them he's not going to be starting, and a lot of it's just rotation, but I do kind of want to start focusing a lot more around the youth players. As you can see, Woodhouse getting man of the match here. I know it's against Colchester, but besides the point, he's only 18 years old during this point in time. He does turn 19 towards the end of the season. And then a new signing joins us. I did actually catch this one on camera. Sorry, Ilias Kostas joining us. And as you can see, he was 76 overall at this point in time, and he did actually end up going to the 77 a bit later on the season. He's had a very challenging start. I felt like it was going to make an instant impact to the team, but it was actually a very challenging start for him, trying to like integrate himself into the team. I mean, it's very different football. You're going from La Liga football to straight into probably the most challenging league in world football. So you can kind of understand how it was challenging, but he sort of set himself out now, and he's become the centre-back I thought he would. Look at this from Woodhouse, by the way. Jesus Christ. He's got the left booter fucking David Silva, this guy. He really has. Don't know what's going on with the game face. I don't know if that's some kind of glitch with EA, but it just... He looks off. There's something about me just looks off. Can we just give a round of applause to Cajuste as well? This guy, I got him just because of what I liked to see in real life. He's been playing very well at Ipswich in real life, and I decided, you know what, I'm going to splash the money on a sort of like a big name new midfielder, and Cajuste come to mind after watching him for Ipswich. Playing it was one of the weekends a few weeks ago. I was like, you know what, I'm going to have to get this guy, and he's going to be incredible. And he didn't even cost that much, about 10 million for him. But look at it, you can just see him. If I showed the whole highlights of these games, you'd think he's probably one of the best midfielders in the Premier League. I'm not even kidding you. The balls he plays through up to players like Iliman Ndiaye and Joseph when he's on the pitch, absolutely incredible. He's a really, really solid player. We got a 9.7 here on top of getting an assist. He's something special, and you mix him in the midfield with like Asgard, Devine, Gelhardt, you've got Keanu Dyer next to him. It's brilliant. Unfortunate news for, speak of the devil, Asgard, LCL injury, lateral collateral ligament, whatever the bloody hell that is, but 4 months out, sidelined. This guy's had a rough past 2 years. Obviously had him out on loan last season for half the season, had to bring him back due to injuries and that. Such a shame to see what's happening to him. Anyway, Manchester United in the Carabao Cup, there was no highlights to show during the 0-0 draw in the game, and it of course went to penalties. I can guarantee now, if I still had Sam Tickle here, I would have won this. I would have won this penalty shootout if I had Sam Tickle. I feel like he would have saved a good few of Manchester United's penalties. He was a brilliant penalty stopper, at least during games. I'm not quite sure when it comes to actual shootouts, but during games Sam Tickle was incredible at stopping the ball going into the back of the net. It's such a shame to see. I've set my sight on doing very well in the Carabao Cup this year, and I still can't wrap my head around how I can't do it. We have very good runs in the FA Cup. Obviously got the final last year, unfortunately lost that. I've had some decent runs in the Premier League since we've come up, but it's just the Carabao Cup. There's something about it we cannot wrap our head around how we can go ahead and win it. But there you go. There's pretty much the finishing penalty, because up next is Adaramola, and you know what's going to happen when he takes a penalty. Oh, dearie me. Dearie me. It's a horrible miss, and a finish what off. Bang. Beautiful penalty that, by the way. Sent the keeper the wrong way. And well done to Manchester United. You've won... you won a game in the Carabao Cup. Obviously, Ten Hag's still there, which is quite funny. The United team's so mixed now as well. They've got a lot of youth players playing for them. You very rarely see any United players who play for them right now. Your next game is up against Brighton, and we're going to absolute decimate. Jesus Christ. Iliman Ndiaye, this guy is just incredible. What a player he is. And I actually made this signing before a game that I've just seen in real life. At the weekend up against Tottenham Hotspur, where he's just had a defender's life. So I feel really proud of me signing him, and just to see how well he's doing in real life at Everton. He's a brilliant player. He was class at Sheffield when he played there. Look at that, by the way. This is whereabouts, you know, when I said before about bringing in Devine for Gelhardt. This is where I brought in Devine, sort of around this point in the season. I've really quickly figured out of how good Devine actually is. I thought he was incredible here on loan, and that's why we're signing permanently, but what a strike that is. And we can't take anything away from the main man himself, Armstrong. Kid is something special. He's going to end up scoring a bloody hat-trick here up against Brighton. He's firing them into the back of the net. And I think, you know, he's been here a good few years now, Armstrong, and he's still only in his early 20s. I think right now he's 20 or 21. This guy is still so young and still so much time to grow in the team. I just can't believe his rating isn't spiking up with how well he's actually playing. I believe he gets up like a 72 or a 73 at the minute. But I believe the way he's playing, it should be even higher. Look at the goals this guy's scoring. Look at this. Oh, it's beautiful. It is beautiful to silence the Brighton crowd at their home place and to score a hat-trick within 52 minutes. This guy is special. We have such a strong midfield in this team, and that's why I'm happy I brought Kajuste into it as well, just to solidify that midfield strength. We need to find strength in the back line and definitely a goalkeeper. We definitely need to strengthen that, but 3 attempts from Armstrong, 3 goals, you can't ask for much more. And look at Devine, performing like he should be. 2 assists, incredible. You've got Dyer in there as well. Kajuste had a bit of a stinker, but we'll let him off with that one, you know. Patterson's still playing very well. We had a really shit run of games after that. Really shit. Absolutely horrendous run of games. And we're now actually into the bottom 3. Seko signed a new, decently long-term deal. He got a contract extension of 3 years. So Seko's here for another 3 years unless we do sell him and move him on. Next up, West Ham. I believe this was our first game in the Premier League when we first come back up from the Championship, and it was a 3-3 draw. I still remember Kyle Joseph going absolutely off it, scoring some wonderful goals. And we're going to try and do the very same at home here a few seasons into the future. But with this time up top, Iliman Ndiaye, you can't stop talking about him. You cannot stop talking about this guy. He's got a left foot, he's got a bloody right foot. Oh, what a strike that is. Jonathan David, what a player, by the way. Would love to have him at Wigan at some point. It's unrealistic, but I would love it to happen, not gonna lie. For a push for Europe, might be worth it. Kajuste, what have I told you? Look out for this guy when I'm talking in the highlights. Keep watching and look at where he's positioned on the pitch. Look at what he's doing. Look at him when he's got the ball. He's just avoided a challenge, going straight into the box, and then Fiorentino does indeed take him out, and he wins a penalty for this early in the game. Couldn't find a better penalty taker than Ndiaye, so I was like, I'm gonna have to take it with him. Usually it would be like Kyle Joseph, potentially Devine or Ascod on a penalty. Obviously Ascod's still out, unfortunately, but 30 minutes in, 2-1 up against West Ham. It does not end there. What a first half of football here. Quick fire football. Kumas with one of the nicest looking goals in FIFA. Not even joking. I love scoring finesse shots, but that is just another level of finesse shooting. That was incredible. Bends it round the keeper so well. That is a proper finesse shot right there. He's got the left foot of a bloody wand, I tell you. And wands don't tend to have feet. But yeah, he's got a beautiful left foot. Very well done. Stinker from Palmer here. Really should be catching it. Adaramola. One of the worst things I've seen. Oh my god. It's just a mess. I don't know what the keeper and Adaramola are doing here. But it's 3-2. Just like that. Way too easy is what I can say there. And is it my fault I got rid of Sam Tickle? Probably. I hold my hands up there. Probably shouldn't have got rid of Sam Tickle, not going to lie. This, I don't know what the keeper's doing. There is no prior footage of Palmer moving out of net, so I don't know why he's not in goal there. I don't know what he's doing, water break or something, not quite sure, but you end up going tied at 3-3. That does not stop Armstrong scoring a banger into the back of that net. Top bin. Pick that one out, will you? 56 minutes in, we're 4-3 up, we're retaining that lead. What a game we've got in my hands. Us and West Ham have something about where games are just always amazing. Look at this from Armstrong, running into the box, avoiding the challenge from the centre-back, burying it into the top net, putting the keeper basically the wrong way there. Keeper's probably thinking he's going to the right of the goalkeeper, to the left of him, but he doesn't. He goes the opposite direction. It's incredible work from him. The footwork's amazing as well. And he's into it again. Is it going to be back-to-back hat-tricks? Bang, it is. Armstrong, incredible stuff. 6-3 against West Ham. We'll love high-scoring games, I tell you. We'll love high-scoring games. When I play them, I score bloody loads. When we simulate, we'll just lose. Keanu Dyer yet again getting the assist for this goal. It's incredible. The way he takes his time. It's just, what a midfielder we've got in my hands here. And it would be nice to see him perform slightly like this in real life. Everton have really high hopes for Armstrong in real life, so he even had the audacity to just provide a little assist there as well. What a player we've got on my hands. What a player. And we now have Harvey Barnes out for 3 months. I did say in the intro that injuries have just hit us like a double-decker bus in this career mode. They really have. Harvey Barnes out for 3 months. Not the news that you want to be hearing at this point in the season. Iliman Ndiaye, this is the striker we needed, by the way, up top. And it's taken nothing away from Kyle Joseph. Kyle Joseph has actually scored more goals than Ndiaye this season. Not even joking you. If I end up showing the stats, he's actually scored more than him. But Ndiaye is just so much better on the ball. It's probably something to do with him being quite a few ratings higher than him. But this guy is something special, he really is. He can pass, he can shoot. His finishing is top notch. From being only 80 overall, he's got the finishing of like Alexander Isak. That's genuinely a really good resemblance of this player. And just to finish Luton off here, bang! I know it's hit off the keeper there, but can we just appreciate how good Armstrong is being in this Wigan shirt? Can we just appreciate it? Just build him a statue, in fact. Get him a statue outside of the Brick Community Stadium. Get him a statue. Look at the audacity to take this run on, the shot. I understand the keeper can probably do a bit better there, and he has helped it into the back of the net. Look at the angle. Oh, it's just... Oh, it's beautiful. It does take a massive deflection, but it's beautiful. Well done, Armstrong, there. Joseph actually comes off the bench quite a lot as well. He starts quite a few games as well. It's a good rotation I've got up top with these two men, Ndiaye and Joseph. It's a very good, solid rotation. Ryan Manning out for 2 months. Not great considering the money's being paid in this team. But I'm now going to go through the statistics here as Manning gets injured halfway through the season here. We are bang on pretty much halfway through the Premier League season. And as you can see, the stats are just looking a bit bare. The rotation's looking bare as well. I do feel like I should be playing some of the youth players a bit more, I'm not going to lie. Steven Sessegnong's probably on his way out of the team, only making 4 appearances here. And especially with his age, I definitely see him being moved on. Harrison Armstrong, though, 20 games, 8 goals, 4 assists. Guy's incredible. Divine 10 and 10. I mean, come on. Put some respect on this guy's name. 10 and 10. Player of the season so far. I did say Hobbs is doing well at Stoke as well, which he is there. Harvey Barnes not off to the best of starts in a Wigan shirt. Kyle Joseph with 8 goals. And Ndiaye with 9. He's just got 1 less. I did think it was more. 1 less. He has played actually a lot more than Ndiaye as well. He must be starting in the simulated games, I would imagine. When I'm playing them, Ndiaye is the starter though, absolutely. There's a few games like the Cup where you would be starting Joseph, but I think for these majority of the Prem games I would start him. This is the FA Cup here, and the reason I'm going pretty much full strength in the FA Cup is that it's a trophy I want to win. We got so close last year. I just want to go and win it, please. I mean, we're now into the 5th season of this career mode, and I feel like we should be making putting a mark somewhere, you know. And an FA Cup would just be a brilliant story. Wigan have been there and done it before, and I feel like we need to go and do it again. And this is hopefully going to be the team that does it. Like I said, final last year. A pretty unfortunate loss, but we just got battered. We got battered in the final. So this year we're going to try our very best to get there, and that's why in the Carabao Cup I had a good rotation, you know, like starting Kyle Joseph, but this time in the FA Cup we're trying to stick with quite a solid team. When I went 3-0 up at the half, I was like, you know what, I'm just going to bring Ndiaye off. And I'm going to put Jones in instead of Joseph. We're going to give Joseph a bit more of a rest, but I just wanted to rotate the team a bit. When I'm 3-0 up, it's not much of an issue. So as you can see, some names there like Sessegnong and Back getting some game time within the team. Burnley are going to end up getting a very nice goal back, by the way. Don't know what the keeper's doing coming off his line so much, but absolutely beautiful. 4-1, 68 minutes in. Not a bad way to get us through to the next round of the FA Cup. And like I said, I'm going to try my very best to go ahead and win this trophy this season. It's something we've been needing for pretty much since we come up to the Premier League, I'd say.